Then commandment number 6, thou shalt always have a rope to climb out of the deepest well. So, in case some of you didn't understand that fully, let me try to decipher what the good Lord meant by commandment number 6. So, when I was growing up, my dad was an entrepreneur, and he was really good at starting a number of businesses with nothing, no capital, and he was really good at getting them to some scale. I mean, some of these would get up to north of 100 employees and such. I mean, they would move pretty quickly. But he was always very aggressive with his growth plans and leverage and such, and overly optimistic. And invariably, these businesses would blow up. And so he went through a number of bankruptcies. So when I was growing up, and my parents were very bad kind of financial planners or savers. So as the business did, so did our, household fortunes, if you will. So when the business was doing well, things were loose and going well at home. And when the business blew up, we didn't have money for rent. We didn't have money for groceries. We were, asking relatives to help us out, asking friends. And so it was a tough situation. And one time, I think when I was like maybe 9 or 10 years old, and my father had gone bankrupt, he had this guy who was a astrologer show up to our house, our apartment, every Sunday. And this astrologer would have all these, orange robes with a bunch of marks on his forehead, with a bald head and all that. And he would have all these different charts, and he would tell my father about the future. And then my father would pay him, and then the guy would come the following week. And this was kind of a weekly thing going on. And I told my dad, after observing this for a few weeks, that, because my dad was an engineer, he was a very rational guy. And I said, you have to know that this person is just talking utter nonsense, And so my dad said to me that I am at the bottom of a well, and I need a rope to climb out of the well. And this orange robed guy is my rope, because when I pay him, he makes sure that he tells me that the future is great, because he knows if he says that the future is not great, he's not coming back the following week. So every week when I have my session with him, he is telling me about these future businesses I'm going to start and all this prosperity that's going to come. And I need something to climb out of the well that I'm in. And one of the things that surprised me repeatedly about my dad was that the ability to bounce back. I mean, I noticed as he got older that his bounce back was harder than it used to be when he was younger. It was just, I think it was just harder going through it over and over. But I was always very surprised at the quickness with which, as he was, putting one business, the last semblance of it going under, he was already kind of thinking about the next one and such. So in the investment business, we are going to have gyrations, and we're going to have periods when performance is great, and we're going to have periods when performance is not so great. And so, for example, in the financial crisis, 2008-09, Pabrai funds, from the peak in June of 2007 to the bottom in March of 2009, the funds dropped between 65 and 70%. It's a huge drop. And when I told you about commandment number 1, thou shalt not skim off the top. So basically, if my fund were worth, let's say, $600 million or thereabouts, let's say in June of June of 2007, basically by June of 2008, in order to collect a fee, it needed to be at least 636 million, 6% return, and then I get paid. Instead, the funds were below 200 million. So 600 million goes to 200 million. The base level required to earn a fee is 636 million. I am in a very deep well. And so I thought back to the guy in the orange robes. And unfortunately, I didn't have his email address. And I don't even know if he was alive then. He may have passed away probably. So I was looking for the guy in the orange robes, but he was nowhere to be found. So I said, I'm at the bottom of the well and I need a rope. I need a rope to pull me out. And what I did is I violated commandment number 5. I first sought the forgiveness of the Lord and said, in order to follow commandment number 6, I need to temporarily get a pass on commandment number 5. And after many years, I fired up Excel. And what I did is I took my portfolio and I put in prices for all the stocks that were in my portfolio at the end of 2010 and at the end of 2011. So I put my best guess as what these companies would be trading at the end of 2010 and then 2011. And of course, things had collapsed. There were things. There were a lot of bargains at that time. Anything I was investing in went up several times after that. And when I looked at the numbers of the aggregate portfolio at the end of 2010 and at the end of 2011, it was well north of 600 million. Partially because I had control over what went into those cells. Just like the astrologer had control over what he was going to say the future was going to do. And, like we hear about Steve Jobs' distorted reality field. We need distorted reality to climb out of wells. And so what I did is, instead of focusing on the $200 million number in my mind, I focused on the 2010 or 2011 number when I was going to be in fee earning territory and life would be, great, happy days would be here again. And that actually worked. In fact, I still have the spreadsheet, and every once in a while, if I feel that we are in a well and we need to climb out, I'll always go back to that. And so I don't use Excel for doing investment analysis. I do use Excel to climb out of wells, and it works pretty well. So you always need, not only in investing but in life, a rope to climb out of deep wells. So it is a guarantee that both in investing and in life, you will find yourself in deep wells. Life would be quite boring if that didn't happen. So that's commandment number 6.